All right, we are officially live. We are going to bring the homies in.
Something about killing Alduin, but honestly, I just wanted him because I wanted to make his hide into like the best armor ever.
All right, we are live. Welcome to the Ilderon Tales. This is Group C. Through
brought
the
to
heart.
you by Skyrim.
Yeah, brought to you by Todd Howard.
Brought to you by Skyrim. Once again. Only you saw the shit that happened an hour ago.
This is episode 2 of the second part of the campaign, and I'm going to keep the recap brief since we are starting late. Real quick, D&D, role-playing game. Everything we're doing is live storytelling, and off the top of the dome, nothing is scripted, and there's rules governing tonight's session, but other than that, no in stone storyline. Where we are picking up is in a demiplane known as Isildred. When we last left the party off, they had been thrown into this demiplane by accident and are trying to find their way home. They found out there's a group of historians in the town that might have a way to either communicate with their home plane or get people out of this home plane. As the group was trying to secure more information about these historians, they paid a resident of Isildred 500 gold, I believe. Or, no, 140 gold. No, 500 gold. One of the two.
It was, I think, 140.
Yeah, I think it was 140. Yeah, 140 gold to go and ask 3 questions. And I have those questions written down because I was like, God, what were those questions? And I have the answers to them right in front of me because I was like, I'm going to forget these next week. All right.
Yay, planning ahead for once.
And it's 100% in her character to not remember what those questions were that you guys asked. But I have the answers for you. You know, she will have asked them properly. All right. So you guys sent Gelsina to meet with the historians, and you sent Gelsina to meet with the historians and answer the 3 questions for you. And then the rest of the party went about their business as normal in Isildred, just trying to keep their head down. Icium showed up to work and noticed that their guards were talking about a prisoner that they had to now keep watch on. And most of the time in Isildred, people have been being executed immediately. And Icium was not aware that there was a dungeon or prison inside the city. With his curiosity piqued, he triggered the guards, that he was listening to information he shouldn't have been, and they chased after him. Icium impromptu quit his job, and Netra took it over. And while Icium was running, he stumbled onto a side of town known as Westlineth. It is an old, very dangerous, abandoned fortress on the northern side of town. A group of outlaw elves live inside of the fortress, and there is kind of an unspoken agreement between the overlord and the elves of nobody from Isildred impedes on their territory, and they don't impede on Isildred. The party met back up and decided that they needed to get out of town, and this fortress was one of their few options to hide in. And everybody decided to break up into 2 groups and head towards this fortress. When the party got near it, both Netra informed her group and Dusty informed his group of how dangerous the fortress was, and the party decided... Well, Netra decided to take her group to a business contact to keep them safe, and the party decided to send Dusty to scout ahead. And we left off with Dusty peeking his head outside of the sewers. All right.
Wait, I thought we decided we were all going because we didn't want to party anymore.
Oh, I think that was the consensus after you guys sent Dusty out.
Is this Calcrest now?
No, that is not.
I was about to say.
It takes
Damn,
me
got a lot better.
2 scrolls to get there, so I had to look at where it was at. All right, and I need to pull up one more note for myself, and boom. All right. So, I remember Dusty did roll me a stealth check last session.
Yeah.
It was between.
It was like a 32, I think.
Yeah, I remember it's like between a 27 and a 30, but it was pretty high.
It was a really high check.
Yeah.
You know, it's almost like I specialize as character in stealth. Who would have thought?
Let's see. There's
Sleight of hand 32.
No, that was me test rolling. You can ignore that.
That's what they all say.
I'm on your sheet right now for Netra. If you give me 1 second, I need to get something off of here for myself. Okay, cool. There you go.
How greedy.
I know, right?
Now I have to go and check what you eliminated.
No, I didn't eliminate anything. Okay, so let's go ahead and I'm gonna put this in a notepad. That way I don't have to keep fiddle-faddling with your guys' sheets. P2E2. Oh, that could be a Star Wars character. Okay, so in oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I'm surprised it's not yet.
All right, so in the northern side of town of Westalith, Dusty has peeked his head out of the sewers and started creeping around through these fortresses. The rest of the party had decided that they were going to follow him. So Dusty is off in the distance. You guys are not going to be able to notice him. But if you want to attempt to move through this area stealthily, you can give me a stealth check. You've already been alerted that this place is dangerous.
I am still disguised as an elf. Just gonna say.
Yes, and you remember that disguise check was about a 14.
Yeah, that's fine. They're elves.
That's not great, guys. The other side looks good, but the first one, not so much.
Does anybody else want to move with stealth?
Sure, I'll roll with stealth.
Oh, okay.
Oh, there's that 20 there.
Hey, there's no automatic successes this edition.
Ah.
All right.
Everyone.
Is that? Oh, Netra's not with you guys, and I'm controlling Lumigrax tonight. Yeah, I was just like, come on, Lumigrax, get it together. Lumigrax pulls out the sword. No, I'm kidding.
Yes.
What about Altus?
Yeah, Altus has rolled already. Alright, so, Lumigrax. And let me pull up his sheet on the other screen. Okay, so, golly, Taylor's character is beefy, man. Okay, anyways, Lumigrax is going to be following behind. The party is just clink, 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 not making... I mean, Celebris is like 10 feet tall, hunched over, he's still 5 feet tall. Lumigrax is in heavy armor, and, I mean, Altus and Icium are doing pretty well, but other than that, yeah, you guys, for the most part, you know your party's not doing the greatest on stealth. Dusty, from his vantage point, is going to see his party, like, creeping out of the sewer and into this ruined section of town and just kind of, like, hunch behind a stone wall looking around for him. Does he want to signal to them, or does he just want to, like, keep going without them?
Keep going without them. They are detrimental to my health.
I mean, he's not wrong.
Hey, I think I'm extremely beneficial to be around.
Again,
Hey, I
he
got
is
a
not
nat 20 on that
wrong.
stealth check.
Yeah, you're good. But as long as you're next to Celebris and Lumbergrass, like
We break their legs.
yeah, they're gonna see Lumbergrass and Celebris, and then it's like, what is that moving fog next? Oh, that's a person too.
It's like, is that a person or is that like?
It's my shadow.
So no, I'm keeping my distance.
Why is he a giant human and his shadow's a little elf? All right, so yeah, you can keep your distance. So you guys are outside in like the ruined streets of this area. This fortress looks like once again that half of it, whenever Calcrest was slid off the cliffside and became Isildred and thrown into this demiplane, it only looks like half of the fortress made it, and that the other half of it is cut off into the water or into the seawall or the sea shield. That said, you in front of you there is an alleyway that or actually you would have came out of that alleyway. To your left and right there would be another street that leads either towards the front entrance of the fortress of what would have been the gatehouse to your right, southwest or southeast, and to your left to the north west it leads to what would be the front which would be like the front barracks of like if of like a servant's entrance. You would go through a guard's room, but it would be an alternative path into the fortress. All of these buildings though are destroyed almost entirely. You are looking at maybe thirds of a wall on each of these.
Brandon.
Yes.
Just so I know, what race was Makana?
Nobody was certain. She looked human.
Okay.
Usually when someone says they look human, they're normally not.
Makana was not human. That was apparent.
I'm guessing some kind of... Yeah, okay. I was more wondering if she was elvish.
No, she was not elvish.
Just a thought off the top of my head. Okay.
Alright, so you guys have two options. Southwest, or southeast, or northwest.
Northwest.
Northwest, okay.
You're picking northwest?
Dusty sees his party starting to head towards him. From this new courtyard that you guys are in, you can see there is a small alleyway that is gated off here. The gate itself seems to be in somewhat decent condition, although parts of it are rusted. Moving deeper, you guys are probably 700 feet, 800 feet from the sea shield on this northern side of town. The gate heads directly deeper into the fortress and towards the sea shield from this courtyard. And yeah, that's about the only thing clearly apparent to you.
Alright. Remind me from last session, where were we originally heading off to again? I don't remember.
So,
Fortress.
yeah, you guys are this whole side of town is basically a sliver of this fortress. You guys, and here I can do this for you. You guys were looking for someplace safe to reside. This place is not safe.
So basically just away from here.
Yeah. Well, you want it away from the center of town. Why you guys chose to come to West Lineth is all of your own decisions.
Because we're super smart.
I've never doubted that for a second. I'm kidding. I've doubted it every second. I'm joking. Anyway,
I believe the reason we ended up here is because
I ran by it and
Yeah.
alerted guards to my presence.
all right. So I'm going to let you guys draw this, and you can delete my drawing and redraw it however you want. You came into an alleyway northwest from here. From there, the path split. The gatehouse was to the southwest of you, or southeast of you, and then the courtyard before the barracks was to the north west of you. There is a gate that leads deeper towards the sea shield. The sea shield is probably about right there. It is about 700 feet back from you. In this area, there is also a crumbled building lining the side of the street, presumably what was once the barracks. And that's all you see from the center of the road. The party is in this courtyard right here.
So what's the plan, gang?
you're the ones that have been here.
Well, I mean, I don't think the party's with me. I think I'm still solo.
Yeah, you're in this courtyard. They can't see you. You can choose to reveal yourself, but they have stepped into the courtyard that you are in.
I mean, I guess we, try to check out the fortress, see if there are any elves who want to help us out.
Yeah. Wait, do elves speak other language?
I'm a half elf. I speak Elvish.
Honestly,
Wait,
debating just leaving them for dead.
I've got this. I'll use my disguise kit on Icium, since you can speak Elvish. I'll just be quiet and be like a taller
We
elf.
need to spend like an hour with it though.
I'm gonna say that those are very bad ideas.
It's a 12.
Considering we've already been told this place is actually very dangerous.
But
Give me
what are
that.
the danger?
Give me that disguise kit roll with disadvantage, and this is just like quickly dotting Icium's makeup, and like trying to just do something super
Oh,
horrible.
yes, it's better.
No. The 12's your first roll, so the 17's your second one. So yeah,
no.
this is just brushing up Icium's makeup, giving him a little bit of blush, like elves blush, right? And you can actually craft disguises. It does take time, much like any crafting rule would take. For 8 hours of work, you can put 25 gold of work into an item. If somebody helps you, that turns into 50 gold.
Okay. Well, you look kind of like maybe an elf.
I'm going to say we need to get out of here ASAP.
We can't. The blind girl is coming here.
Yeah, the rest of the party is on their way.
Then why don't we meet them on the way here and find somewhere else? If this place
We don't know which way they took to get here.
Icium drew the map. Icium did draw them the map.
I did give them a pretty detailed map of how I got there.
I would just like to say, you gave the blind girl.
Icium gave a map to Alil Haran to lead the blind girl.
And we gotta keep a Lil Harin. She's like useful. Way more useful than any of us.
Speak for yourself.
I still say we should head out of the fortress and try to meet up with them on their way here, so that way we're not attacked.
Fair enough. I mean, I'll defer to the rest of the group.
We absolutely need to get out of here. This is the worst spot we could be. Well, not here specifically, but this just general area is the worst place we could be. We were actually more safe being chased by the guards than being here.
It's funny that you say that as far as like mentioning being attacked, because at that moment, several things.
Do I get to catch an arrow?
Give me 1 second.
Uh-oh.
All right. So, Lumagrax is hit. Another arrow is going to shoot through the wall and whiz by Celebris. A third one is going to miss, striking near Lumagrax. As Lumagrax is hit, he's hit in the shoulder, but you guys instantly see him put his hands to his face and start screaming. It's like, I can't see! Ah! I can't see! Then he begins grunting, hitting stone, moving and rumbling. You guys see from the northwest, two figures on a tower, kind of ducking behind some cover.
Dusty's still hidden, right?
Dusty is still hidden. Those were the only two they saw.
Dusty's gonna stay hidden.
Lumagrax spends his action running and attempting to hide. So here's what happens. Lumagrax feels along the wall, like running and attempting to find some place for cover. Feels a full wall, and he is going to jump down to the floor, covering his head. And underneath, or on the bottom part of this floor, the wall is actually broken, and that he is fully visible. He rolled with disadvantage and rolled a nat 20, and then 4. So Lumagrax is stealthed at a 6.
Jesus Christ.
I grab Lumagrax and I start running.
Okay, you may do so. They are attacking you with disadvantage because you guys are well outside their range.
Alright, Celebris is gonna try to stay in the back and try to deflect any arrows that might hit him.
Is there anything flammable within distance?
The whole city is constantly raining.
There's gotta be some dry wood somewhere.
I don't think you understand 16 years of non-stop rain.
I mean, your wood's pretty dry, but hey, when is it not?
Is there any wood that's dry?
In this area of town, I would say no.
Damn it! I thought the nat 20 would save me.
Oh, you're looking... Oh, investigation? Yeah, so you're looking for something that's dry? No. Not outside.
Oh my God. Shit,
Let me solve that mystery for you. No.
Just cheese it and run.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we could miss out on all that great loot.
That great loot.
Yep, those 2 short bows and knives.
It doesn't look like they are trying to kill you guys. It's more so like warning shots as they continue, like, you know, they're waiting for the few who are, you know, taking their time and then firing a shot at them.
I point at my ears that I made with my disguise kit.
I yell at... I yell at one of them with suggestion and say, "Hey, stop shooting us and come down and talk."
Suggestion's got like 120-foot range.
It's got a 30-foot range.
It's got a 30-foot range. Never mind.
Oh god, even worse.
There is no way they hear you.
Never mind. I didn't realize that.
I assume you look more like an elf than I do. Just scream stuff in Elven, and maybe they'll come down.
They're shooting at 300 or rather, they're shooting with disadvantage with a longbow, so that would put them at somewhere, between like 180 to like 400 feet away.
Yeah, I yell can make it that far.
You're 6
Well, you idiots,
120 feet.
Just run!
Yeah, just run.
Yeah, we're running.
Not worth it.
Stellivris is going to take up the rear, like I said, trying to
Dustin's
any
gone. Long gone.
Alright, you guys start backtracking to find the party, or find the other group along the map.
Yep.
Okay, go ahead and if anybody would like, roll me a survival check. Lumagrax's vision will return after a few moments.
Wow, what are my fucking rolls?
Alright, so if you guys are both trying to lead, that's gonna be a pretty garbage survival check. I will allow anybody to assist if they want.
Oh god.
Someone assist me because my other one was a nat 20.
Well, no, you'd have to re-roll the assist, but Lumagrax is not gonna assist. Lumagrax is gonna grunt.
I will help Icium try to pick up a trail.
Well, no, Celebris already rolled one, so you guys are all...
That's true.
Yeah. Guys are, you all get back to where the party should be, and they're not there, and, looking around, I guess Icium's gonna do the best, picking up a loose set of, footprints of, oh man, a whole group got about right here, and then they turned around, and they just muddied up, between the rain and the grime on their foot, they muddied up their trail, and then one trail goes in one direction, and the other goes in the other, and it's hard to tell, what's what. I don't know. I got nothing. You do know the party turned around, though. As to where they went, who knows? We're going to jump over to the rest of the party. Alright, so, Netra.
The rest of the party being just one person.
Well, Netra, and an exodus of NPCs. Alright, so, you are leading them to,
Dravir.
To Dravir's, shop of trinkets. Actually, I'm pretty sure I made something for him. I do have a card. I don't have a Roll20 card. I have a card in my notes. That's great. Alright, so, you're going to step into his shop, and this is a strange area because in Isildrad, there aren't very many talented craftspeople left that haven't been executed or that are able to do things. So the sign here says Mathiel's Bazaar. Mathiel has been dead for 10 plus years. And this is no longer a trading bazaar, and it's more transformed into a general goods store. But nonetheless, inside, Dravir has his counter set up right by the door. And then right behind his counter, he's got all of his favorite things that he's collected. And then inside, deeper in the shop, there are 4 rows of shelves of high towering shelves, and just all these strange random trinkets and knickknacks that people have traded to him for goods and goods and various soaps and other things that they need to survive in the city. And he's just been collecting these oddities for nearly a decade. And so as you step in, you see this strange, slim, small elven man behind the counter with large, beady eyes. He's polishing a black vase, or bust, I guess would be the more appropriate term, with a large crack through it. And as you step in, he's gonna say, "Netra! Ho ho ho! Who are these people that you've brought to me?" Clearly, trying to appear much younger than he is.
Just some people who need a little job, keep themselves busy.
Ilderon is going to bring her eyebrows together, and then finally raise one and say, "You're Wonderkin. How did you get to Calcrest?" He's going to shrug and say, "We wonder. It's what we do." Dravier is revealed not to be a elf. He is an Eladrin. But as everybody else kind of shuffles into the shop, the Lathy, there we go. It took me a second to remember her name. Lathy is going to start feeling around the shelves and say, "What is this place? There's so many. Wow." As she picks up. Let's see. We'll roll it on the trinket table. Because he would have all of those in here. But Lathy's going to continue to pick up and put things down as she tries to familiarize herself with this place. She picks up a dry book. Something Altus would be able to set on fire.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Yeah, as she does, Dravier is going to rush around from the counter and stop her and say, Hey, delicate! It's hard to get parchment these days." And he's going to take it out of her grip and place it back down. You notice pieces of it start to crumble.
Oof.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, Lathy is the blind one, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so I said she's just trying to familiarize herself. Well, it's obvious that she's blind, right? Yeah, I didn't really say that.
Well, as, if you say that, he's gonna snap a few times in front of her eyes, because her eyes really don't look that much different than everybody else. And, of course her head's going to snap to the sound, as he moves his hands, but not her eyes. He's gonna say, "Oh, that's unfortunate. How's she surviving Calcrest this long?"
From what I understand, it hasn't been that long. But the point is that they need just somewhere to find a place to stay safe. And I figured here would be a good space for them.
Dravier is going to nod and say, "Well, I just gave away a large thing of grain earlier this week, so my storage is empty in the back. I suppose I could put 3 bodies in there." Ilderon is going to say, 3. Perhaps I could help you in your shop then? And he is going to say, "You've got a little bit of knowledge to you. If you could identify some of these things in here for me, you'll earn your stay." Ilderon is going to nod and looking towards Netra and say, "Can we trust him?"
About as much as, more than most. And at this point, I sort of just whisper, at this point, we don't really have many options, do we?
as you say yes, she's going to turn to him and say, you gave away grain? How did you manage to keep it dry here for so long without it rotting? Who'd you give it to? I haven't seen any grain since I've been here. He's going to say, hey, use that Inquisition for the trinkets. She's going to look, towards Netra and then to him, and then walk between the shelves. She begins inspecting these items. He's gonna walk up to Netra and say, I'll make sure and hide them if Lord Neltig's men come looking for him. But we've only got about 3 days before I'm gonna need my space back.
What's coming in 3 days?
And he's gonna, look back at her and say, hey, the less questions that get asked in the city, it's normally for the better.
Well, right now they just need someplace to sleep at least for the night. And who knows, maybe you can use their services as help. Like you plan to do with Lil Hart.
Yeah, he nods and says, they'll be safe. Alright, so what's Netra want to do from here?
I want to talk to Lil Hart if she wants to go back and find the rest of the group, or if she wants to stay here and make sure everybody is comfortable first.
Okay, how do you phrase that?
I'm saying, so do you want to go and meet the others where...
By the goddess,
the
no!
was?
She interrupts you and screams no. Do you want to go meet the others?
Well, they're waiting for some of us. So, are you going to be here to make sure that they get comfortable then? And we'll come back. And once we formulate a plan amongst ourselves, maybe you can come and help us.
Yeah, Lil Harden is, look, as she's, sorting through these...
Because the last time I talked to her, she said, we'll drop them off, then we'll go do...
Oh, no,
that's why I was like...
last time she talked to you, she said she was going to drop them off and then leave. In so much as the party is very dangerous and constantly threatening her life. And she's going to...
hear her voice on the wind. Nah, she's just kidding. She loves us.
And she's
done nothing wrong.
She's gonna say to Netra, I think we need to fear them just as much as the Overlord. They're unstable.
Sure, but at this point, it's something to help us. But I understand your concern. I understand your concern. Once everybody's settled in, I'll come back and we can sort of discuss what the next plan is if we've come up with anything new. And then maybe you can help us and help these people by getting us back to the regular world.
She's going to be gone when you get back.
Lil Haran is going to nod and say, I'll help you because I believe you, just as them, or just as Lathy and her family don't deserve to be in this situation. But I'll be honest, I don't have much of a way out of here.
Well, you people showed up here and that new guy were shocks to us. So, turns out there are still some ways to get in. And if there's some ways to get in, it's something to look into.
All right. So,
I basically tell her that I wouldn't have considered this a thought until 2 weeks ago, and again until today. That these new people join. Basically, is what I'm trying to get at. That this changes the plan.
Yeah, and you're gonna see her. She's going to nod and say, "I think I'll work from this end. You just keep those psychopaths on a leash, and when we have something concrete, we can put our heads back together." She looks at Draven or Dravier, who has been like back to polishing his vase, and she's going to say under her breath and say for the 2 weeks we've been here, the Overlord's mages have been conjuring everybody's food. Mixes between good berries and fully cooked feasts. I haven't seen grain. No place to store it. No other mages in the city to transmute it. There's no way it would have kept for 16 years without rotting in this rain. And it's incredibly hard to transport without sealing it properly. And she's going to, just keep staring at him. Now, her gaze and...
I say back to her like that it could be a code for something.
Yeah, and she's going to say, I think he possibly might have a way. I'll explore what I can here.
Alright, just make sure not to push him too far, because if he feels danger, just like everybody here, they'll do whatever it takes to make sure that they're safe.
She nods.
Alright, I'm gonna say goodbye to everybody and go on a quest to find them. I have the map, or I'm gonna take the map that they drew and just sort of head to where they are.
Okay, so you're going to backtrack the path of the map and try and go cut off the rest of the party, before they get to Westlineth. And you're going to come up on this scene of the whole party just like digging through the mud. Some people on their hands and knees trying to follow this trail. Possibly even Altus and Icium arguing over it's this way. But anyways, the whole party is back together. As the party is trying to track to see where the other half of the party went, you guys are going to see Netra moving up the alleyway.
You guys have some pretty dumb ideas. I hope this is the worst that it gets. And it sort of stare at Dusty. I'm like, I can't believe you went along with this.
You're staring at who?
Dusty's with them, right?
Dusty's hidden.
Yeah,
like Dusty's
hidden, but yeah. I'm assuming Dusty's been tracking the party.
I mean, Dusty's been following, but it's basically like, these are all idiots. Like, basically the entire time just internally debating, like, should I just leave them for dead? Go back, say they died or something? So, Dusty will reveal himself to you, but, like...
Yeah, like, when Dusty reveals himself, I'm just gonna be like, I can't believe you let them, like, go along with this idea.
It's like, I wasn't aware they were going to this area. It didn't click until we were, like, already there.
How did you even find this place? I'm just gonna ask, like, how did you even find this place?
The same way I get about the rest of this.
No, not Dusty, because I know how Dusty knows about this place. But like, I'm gonna ask Altus and I see all of them. Like, just where? How'd you even know? Like, how did you even find this place?
Hey, Bradley, if you're talking, your mic is muted. Bradley's dead.
I was running from the guards and I ran across it.
And just because of that, like, what made you think this would be a safe place, other than where you were?
I was told by God that it was abandoned.
Well, I don't know which God you're talking to, but they're clearly a liar.
Well, it was our DM.
I've never heard of this god known as DM. Such a strange title.
No, you see another person ascended in the last 5 years.
So I see arrows in them, right? I see arrows in Lumgrax, right?
Oh, yeah, Lumigrax is going to have a... Well, no, he would have taken the shaft out. But he is definitely going to have a wound on his shoulder.
Now that we have a second, Syllabus is going to take a look at the wound and see if he can discern what's causing his blindness.
Oh, it was a magical arrow. When he removed the arrow, it was, Lumigrax's sight came back.
Oh, okay, so he's not blind anymore.
Yeah. It only took a few moments for his sight to return.
Although I do gotta say, I've never seen anybody interact with them and actually live. So the fact that you guys didn't try and fight back, I'm actually kind of impressed that you guys didn't do anything stupid like that.
Oh, it seemed
They were
like
taking warning shots.
There was no reason to fight them. They were too far away for me to charm them.
I'm pretty sure if they were about 30 feet closer, you would have tried to fight them.
So I have an idea on how we proceed forward.
Right, okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to ignore that. Alduin, what should I say?
Well,
I'm sorry, I forgot your character's name. Guy that I know.
I see him. I'm the one who's not too terrible out of the party. I have the least murder under my belt.
I have the least amount of murder under my belt. That really inspires confidence, doesn't it?
I would say the least amount of intentional murder.
Well, if we're going with intentional murder, it's 0.
I will let you guys roll.
Okay, can we just have this conversation once we move back? Because I'm not comfortable just having this part of town. Just saying.
I thought we were on the outskirts.
Yeah, you were on the outskirts of it.
Still, though.
Yeah, you guys have enough cover that you could have full cover against any archers if if they did spot you, or rather, they'd be unable to spot you just because of you're in the squished buildings of Calcrest moving towards it. But yeah, you guys can move back to the you guys can move back to any of the main parts of Calcrest. You know that Executioner Square and Gallows Row is where the guards were looking for Icium originally.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna say, we should probably stay out of that area just because you're gonna you're gonna die, and if you're lucky, you're just not gonna remember anything. And I say this to Icium, you should really know that you have no room for error anymore. After running away like that, like an idiot.
Yeah, I mean, the choice was charmed or run away.
I think charmed might have been better.
Charms can be undone.
Now, we also need to meet up with the guard girl we paid. And Altus is the one who paid her, so she would probably answer to him. Should we send Altus off to go find her?
I'm not just sending... I don't think any of you guys should go anywhere alone in this city.
No, putting up a hand, no, let them go alone. It's one less problem we have to deal with.
I'm back.
As you guys are talking, Altus, Dusty, and Celebris all yawn. You guys can conjecture if there was any sort of sun here or normal daylight hours that it's probably getting late. You guys are on the verge of tiredness.
Alright, I guess we have to find a new place then.
I'm so tired.
We need to find a place to rest.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna say, Dusty...
Safe house?
Yeah. Probably not the old one. Assuming that... Did they follow you back to the safe house? Is there a reason why you guys weren't staying there? Because I ran across the others, and they were heading back to this place by themselves. On ground.
Well, the other place wasn't one of Dusty's safe houses. It was just an abandoned shop that we had
Oh yeah, that's right.
burned down.
Yeah. But yeah, safe house. Let's go to safe house then.
Yeah, I think we were just going to like one of the abandoned warehouses.
Okay.
I want to go where the seagulls live.
I will.
Safe house.
I will roll you a die. So out of these 4 areas, is there one that you want to go to specifically? I'll let you decide that instead. Rotwood, Callanfall Heights, Executioner's Square, or Gallows Row?
Well, I want to avoid the last 2. So
Yeah.
not those.
Oh, I don't know. I think Executioner Square can have a pretty good show going.
I'll go evens Rotwood, odds Callanfall Heights. Odds Callanfall Heights. All right. So, Callanfall Heights is where most of the most loyal population of West Isildred lives. A safe house that Dusty would have over here. There was a pretty huge raid on the Sodilla Magistrate's house a few months back, and ever since then, all the people who were staying in it have like kind of abandoned it, and it looms in the center of this town, or in the center of Callanfall Heights, as kind of like this omen. People tend to avoid it. Dusty would know that it's abandoned.
Yep. So yeah, I described this place to them, and it's basically like they would never suspect us hiding in the most loyal area.
Yeah.
What if someone tells on us?
No
Who
one
even
will
knows
tell
you?
on us.
How are they
because
gonna
no one
tell
will
on
know
us? Just
we're
won't
there.
tell them. Yeah,
How are they gonna tell you if you don't know? If they don't know who you are, just don't make yourself known. Is that really that hard for you guys?
Yes.
As as Alta shoots firebolts into the sky.
It's like, okay, listen. You are nobodies. We are nobodies. We're no one important. No one cares about us. All right. We want to.
I care about ICO.
I don't give a fuck about ICO. All
Well, you
right.
can go deal with that on your own in bed at night. But in the larger scheme, nobody cares.
Getting real close to another decanter of endless water.
You
No.
pull that out again.
No,
I will
Alden,
shove it in your mouth and set it off.
let's
Until the
not
bubbles
do that. This seems like a good idea. Let's go there. Maybe you could disguise me?
What am I disguising you as?
Anyone other than him.
I was supposed to say I'll disguise you as Lumigrax, and Lumigrax is you, but...
No, just make him look really, really horrid. Like he just got like a scar on his. Like just give him something like that's. Like,
Alright, I'm gonna disguise him to make the ugliest man ever known to Calgary.
No, we need a disguise that's not him.
But just need
There
something
we
that
go.
like people don't want to look at.
All right.
Yeah, the ugliest man in all of Calgary.
So this is just the makeup kit going on. Again, not any heavy disguise. It's not going to stand up to any sort of inspection, but it might cause people to like look away. But yeah, you can paint this huge horrific scar on his face. Take out a little bit of like additional foundation and kind of like patch it to his side and give him boils. And
can I rip part of my cloak to give him an eye patch?
yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, you could even just put more of the sticky mess like on his face and just cover up one of his eyes.
I do that, yeah.
All right,
How are you feeling there, ICO?
I'm good.
Celebris says to Icium and Elvin, "How have you survived this long?"
Well, I learned that I definitely want to be on their side more than anyone else's, because anyone who gets in their way just dies. It's kind of scary.
Grax looks at Icium, and he is going to grunt and say, "Elvish bullshit."
I mean, I understand all this because like I speak Elvish as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah, okay.
I'm just licking the skull that I have. Can I re-get that disease if I lick the skull, by the way?
Probably. That's generally not a healthy thing.
No, it's been licked clean at this point, so.
Didn't licked clean, my god.
Yeah, so if you guys head to Omen, yeah, basically, if you guys head to the Sodella household, you are like this place has not been tended to since the raid. Stepping into this building, the windows on the first floor are broken. It's a three-story townhome. The windows on the second floor are broken. The door is kicked in. You can see there is mixtures of blood and mud stained in the hearth room. All of the furniture here is broken, and most of this building is rotted through as the rain is seeping through some areas of the foyer. Yeah, there's an upstairs. Looking around, you do find a cellar too, that likely leads to downstairs.
We might be better going down low. If we stay up here, we won't be able to use any lights.
And if needed, the bottom's probably flammable.
Hey, the best part about this building? Separate rooms, so I don't have to deal with you anymore.
No, I thought we could take this time to bond.
Dusty's walking away.
Alright, who's all going downstairs and who's going upstairs?
I'll go downstairs.
Dusty's going to be downstairs.
Okay. Think the general consensus is downstairs. Stepping into the downstairs, the first few steps are good. As you guys get about 2/3 down here, you notice the downstairs is flooded to about waist-high length, as all of the water that has been, constantly raining has pooled down here. You can see though. Well, no, you can't. Icium.
Dusty jumps up onto a hammock that he's already got preset.
Yeah, I was gonna say
above the waterline.
Icium doesn't have dark vision. Altus doesn't have dark vision.
Icium is literally a light boy.
Oh, you do have dark vision. Okay, cool. Yeah, Icium can see that there are a series of cloths tied amongst the rafters that you can reside above the water. Everybody else though, it's pitch black down here. Nectra just goes into the water.
Yeah, I'm just gonna.
Can I conjure like fire into my hand and hold it like a candle?
If you have a spell to do so.
Okay. Basically, do you have create flame?
Yeah, firebolt is an explosion of fire, which you could keep doing. You could light a torch with firebolt.
Does anyone have a torch?
There should be some in your adventurer's kit, whatever kit you got.
A good one?
I have a Dungeoneer's pack.
Yeah, that should have 5.
Can I just shape water so that there's an area for them to sit, or for them to not be covered by water? Like, how much of the basement is covered by water?
The entire basement. You wade through it at waist length.
Okay, so I'm just gonna sort of shove it into one corner that I can just sort of swim in or just rest in, and then the rest of them can.
Does that take?
After they're done doing that, I inform everyone that there are cloths tied so that we can sleep above the water.
Will you take me to one Icium? I can't see in the dark.
Okay, so it only lasts for 1 hour. Never mind.
Someone
I
tripped
can only choose.
Oh.
I use my Celestial Legacy to cast Light as a cantrip.
Okay.
Are you Asmore?
Yes.
He is. He's a shiny boy.
Yeah,
I reach one of the...
And Icium said, "Let there be light," and there was light.
Oh,
Way to not build yourself up.
is Altus lighting the cloth on fire?
No,
Okay.
for once, no. I'm going to sit in it.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you guys are able to. There should be enough of them here that, or just like enough of these things. Maybe somebody would have to double bunk, but otherwise the party can recline and find a comfortable place to rest. You guys have the evening to talk amongst yourselves if you'd like. Right now, the party has a lot of information in various parts of the party. If you guys would like a refresher on anything you learned last session, I did speed through the recap, and I can let you know if you want.
I just kind of want to talk to Celebris about where he came from. Because we saw a teleportation circle, right?
Yes, a very strange one.
Like, we don't recognize the symbols, but we know it's like in the form of a circle. So I'm just going to sort of prompt him in front of everybody, just be like, so, how were you able to get magic in here? Nobody else has been able to get in or out with the transportation circle, so... I'm sure you're not the first one to try, but...
Actually... a lot makes me different, but... this was kind of a hit or miss. And actually, I was going to talk to you about it myself. By any chance, do you have the ability to identify or anything like that, I assume?
Identify what, sorry?
Can you identify any kind of items?
I'm not sure. That's a pretty vague thing to ask.
Can you use the spell?
Oh, detect magic or something like that?
Identify.
Identify, I don't have that. I don't know how to do that.
I don't know how to do that either.
Well, when I was on the Aramir, and I started telling them about this place, one of the few magic casters that was on the Aramir, which, believe it or not, there are not a lot of magic casters on that boat. One of them, named Bear, said she can attempt it, but there's a chance that I would just end up dead somewhere. And she gave me this necklace. Celebris says as he reveals the crystal necklace from Bear. I said it was some kind of beacon for her, but nothing more than that. And I don't know what it is exactly, but it was some way she was able to focus me where she needed me to go.
I cast Detect Magic.
On the
It's
necklace?
magical.
It
Yes,
is magic.
with Subtle Spell. Or the
Oh, okay.
Seventh Wizard.
Yeah, with subtle spell? Okay, it is magical.
Yeah. Alright, I just blurted out, well, it's magical.
Helpful.
Ooh,
Very helpful.
what do I learn off of a 6?
Off of a 6?
You learn that it's magical.
Altus is probably right.
No, check it again. There's no way that's right.
Wait,
Tracy,
10 seconds.
just so you know, you can use an additional action, and you can discern what type of magic is likely radiating off of an aura.
Yeah, I did not know I could do that. Do I
Yeah,
have sorcery points?
I was going to ask you
no,
to
it
make an
doesn't
arcana.
cost you anymore. That's just part of the spell of detect magic.
Okay.
Yeah, you're gonna detect transmutation magic. And then Netra, looking at this thing, gosh, Netra's gonna be so out of tune for magical practices within currently going on within the world. But like, you're gonna see that this is some sort of arcane focus, in so much that it probably has spell effects tied to the focus that the focus is sustaining.
So, it wasn't Celebris that cast it, but it was the person that casted it on it that caused him to be here. He didn't cast it himself.
You're not certain.
Is there any symbols on it? Like, are there any, like, markings, or besides the focus, besides the crystal, is there any sort of, like, etchings or markings or anything?
Yeah, looking at it closely, the setting that is holding the crystal in place to the necklace is actually four two-headed birds with long flowing serpentine tails.
Do I know what that's from? Is that like, can I make like is that something that's related to a religion? Can I make like a?
Yeah, you can make a check, but as you're like inspecting this and you're trying to look it over and think about this, you're also going to notice you've seen these birds on Icium's, Altus, and Lumigrax's wrists.
Huh.
Oh,
They have them
shit.
tattooed on on their bodies.
So then I'll just ask them, like, what are these symbols?
Those
What
were
is-
put on us by the gatekeeper? Or by someone who had been cursed by the gatekeeper? Grax, pull out your notebook.
Grax is going to pull out his muddied notebook. He took it out in the rain and the Lil Haran threw it at him.
Oh god.
Oh, right, I remember that because you had some information that you
Without
You revealed.
there.
Yeah, Grax is gonna pull it out, shake off a bit of the grime. At this point it would be like dried off a little bit and some of the mud would crust off. And he's gonna toss it towards Icium from his hammock.
Brandon,
Yes.
hearing that it comes from someone from the gate, or cursed by the gatekeeper and all that, does Celebrus see one on himself?
No, Lumigrax's thing isn't active anymore. Celebrus, looking at his wrist, he's fine. There's nothing on him.
So it's only on the necklace. So can I ask?
Yeah, the necklace.
So can I ask?
So the necklace has these metal birds, like artistically into the setting that's holding this. Like, rather than a leg of metal sweeping down and holding this crystal in place, it's these 4 birds. As you're looking at these birds and you're like, what is that? You notice you've seen the same symbol branded on Icium, Altus, and Lumigrax. Like, the tattoo on them, though, it's just black ink.
Okay. I'm gonna ask Celebrus. So did you cast the circle, or did this? What did you say? The magic user, the mage, the whoever on the boat.
She just referred to herself as Bear.
Bear. Like, did she cast the circle, or did you cast it, or was it the necklace that casted it?
As far as I know, it was her, but I mean, I guess it could be the necklace itself. I still am in the process of learning some magic abilities.
So why you?
Well, why me? Well, put it as I stated, I am a knight of Artersarai. A few months back, the two magnates ago, was killed in an assassination attempt by a group.
It's an assassination, not an attempt. Just saying.
Fair enough. But his son who took the throne, Marcus, knighted me. In the process, I had actually met a woman who... Well, she's from here. Her name is Makana. And after the city was supposedly sunk into the ground, the ocean anyway, she started a group known as the Kalkin, which their sole duty is to prevent magical disasters like the fate of Kelcrest from happening again. I was in the middle of my training to become a Kelkin member. And, well, the rest is pretty much self-explanatory. After Renalta dropped 3 or 4 battleships into the rivers of Ardersarai, me and my companions went to defend the city. During the fight, I was killed by one of her envoys of death. In my last moment, she alerted me that I was worthy of the boat. And once I got there and spent some time there, knowing that Calcrest didn't actually sink into the ocean, but was teleported here, I convinced them to let me try to save it.
Kind of seems like she might have been the gatekeeper in disguise.
That's possible. As I stated, I'm just now learning the basics of magic. It's never been a prominent or strong feature of my fighting and development.
Did Makana ever show proof that she was from the city? Did you say when she left the city? Because obviously that means that she wasn't in the city when it...
No, she was somewhere else. She's... I think she's...
would know she was inside of the city when the event happened. She was one of the very few that made it out.
She actually was here in Calcrest when the event was happening. But she was one of the few lucky ones to make it out of the city before it was disappeared.
Hey, Brandon, can we go ahead and get a relay of all the information we know?
Yeah. So if you guys want, you guys just heard the name Makana Lyrell. Dusty and Netra can roll a history check on it, DC 14. Everybody else can roll it. It would be DC 25. And then I will also relay that information.
Dusty stepped away for a second.
Okay. Netra is going to know, as you, like, recalling like information about the Lyrells. Just as Magister Sodella was in charge of the Kalenfall Heights, you're gonna know there was a Lyrell mansion in the Rotwood. Of like the few times you've been over there, you remember seeing like the signage for it. However, you know, it's mostly sunken into the that's the lowest section of town, and it's mostly sunken into the water. If there was anybody that could have gotten out, you know, it would have been on that side of town. That said, information that everybody else knows, Icium, last session you were inside of the Overlord's Tower. The Overlord has a... first you know the mages are not having a good time today. There is... learn the name of 2 of the mages. There's a mage named Periphas, and then there is a mage named Cinephin. Periphas was in a good mood, Cinephin was in a bad mood for some reason. Those are 2 of the 8 mages the Overlord uses to conjure food for the city. Then you also know that there is a prisoner being held in some sort of dungeons within the Tower of Happiness. And the prisoner seems to be of some sort of importance. Additionally, the rest of the party learned... Netra learned through the books that something in Kalenfall Heights has been causing people to become uncharmed. Then that's what Netra learned. The rest of the party waded through the sewers, and then this session, Netra also picked up that Dravier might have a way, might have a smuggler's way, possibly some type of path into the city. And then the whole party knows that Gelsinas Sodella is has an inn with the historians known as the Lore Keepers.
I share everything I know.
Should I be making some sort of check? Or?
Oh, you don't have to. That was on the name of Lyrel. Somebody, it was mentioned, and you guys would have just had a bit of extra information about it.
Alright.
Would I have gone into the other part, underwater part, or is that being, like, monitored by the tower or something?
I mean, you can search through the Rotwood if you want. There's not much there. The only thing that's there is occasionally people will go and loot the buildings for, you know, preserved cool things to trade in for food.
But by now it's gotta been...
I mean, it wouldn't be terribly picked over because, you know, not many people are as good of, you know, swimmers as Netra. But I imagine, you know, Netra probably has been down there a couple good times when she's needed stuff to turn in for food.
Alright. But the Lyrel mention would be in Rotwood.
Yes. The Lyrel is a name you've seen on a Magister's estate in Rotwood. You guys are in the Magister's estate of Callanfall Heights right now. It is the Sodella Manor.
So you said somewhere, or this area here, something's causing people to be less charmed, huh?
Yeah, I'm gonna share that information. That, you know, our good friend Galcina, she's been in here multiple times over the years, and there's a reason why she's still able to talk to us like normal.
Well, when we get a chance, I'd like to maybe try to explore the Lyrel Manor as well.
There's something in the middle of this town as well, right? Because there's something like where these... that it's in the center of district, because...
In the center of the town is the Tower of Happiness. It is the Overlord's Tower that reaches
of this district, sorry.
Oh, of this district? Yes, it is the Sodella Manor that you are inside of.
Okay.
You guys would know a prominent resistance force, Netra and Dusty specifically, was hiding out inside of this manor, and the Overlord ripped it apart a few months ago and killed all of the resistance.
Actually considered joining them. And then I thought, these bunch of idiots are going to get themselves killed. And I was right. Score 1 for Dusty on his survival. Oh, yeah, it was terribly sad that a bunch of idiots died. Yeah, they left behind some nice stuff, though. Managed to eat well for a month.
It might be prominent to explore this area, too. See if there's a way to counteract the charm. But that's all I can tell you as far as information I have. I mostly know that there is some ways in and out of here back to the material plane. Because the Overlord and Draylin have been communicating still.
Draylin?
He's another vampire lord. He's actually one that, back in Order Sarai, is a prominent problem between me, my friends, and I, and the rest. My question is, did he ascend like Draylen did, the Overlord?
I wouldn't know.
No, it's more of a thought. Draylen and apparently some of his other friends have found a way to ascend to a different being. And Draylen can now turn his body almost completely into diamonds.
Well, nobody would really know that unless they combat with him, and I don't think anybody is still alive that would have done that here.
Fair enough.
Alright, I think we can. Is there anything else that anybody wants to say? Because like I would have told them that like they're in a like I would have said that like all the NPCs are in a safe place and they wish not to be bothered until we come up with a plan of our own.
Oh,
Well, should we sneak into the prison to check out the dude who's in the prison?
That's something that I'd rather not risk, considering there's a lot more that we can learn outside. I wouldn't want to go in there until we have to. And besides, now that I have a job there, I can spend time learning. When's the next time I have to go on that job, by the way?
In 16 notches of the candle.
Okay.
Brandon.
Yes.
Once we're kind of done discussing all this information, Celebris is going to unattune to his axe the part where he can see through it and try to attune to the necklace.
Okay. Yeah, and that will take him, an hour of a short rest.
Yep.
Does anybody else want to do anything?
I'm just gonna sleep.
Just sleeping.
All right. So, at the end of your short rest, you are probably going to be the only one awake as the party begins dozing off. Celebris is going to hear footsteps above him, and stepping down, or rather, if he wants to do anything, he can. But he hears a pair of footsteps moving towards the. He sees a shadow moving in the floorboards above, and then a footsteps sounding moving towards the cellar.
How many people can I discern?
Give me a survival check. I'll say DC 9, and you can probably tell the number. This is just basically making sure Celebris isn't panicked. You did roll it with disadvantage, so no, I'm kidding. Yeah, you just hear one set of footsteps.
Alright, Celebris will make his way over to the doorway.
Okay.
He still has his axe. It's not, it's not gone, but he's going to have it ready to strike if it's an enemy.
Okay, and so you're going to jump down into the water and sploosh, and then the door is.
Would I notice? Would Netra notice the disturbance of the water while sleeping, or is she better equipped to not be disturbed while stuff is in the water?
Netra could wake up if she wanted to, because I don't think Celebris was being stealthy. But as Celebris, moves towards the stairway, the top of the door of the stairs is going to open, and you are going to see the silhouette of a person with a torch and a sack. And they're... God, are they going to notice who you are? You're going to hear Gelsina's voice call down and say, "Who are you? What are you doing in my house?"
You're the girl.
What in your house?
You're the girl that the idiot paid.
And she's going to say, "Yeah, I was on the way home and I saw a light on in here."
Sorry, you cut out, Brandon. I saw
She
what?
said, "I saw a light on in here."
Do we have a light on in here? I thought we would put it out.
Have you taken that out?
Light lasts for an hour.
Okay.
She caught it on her way coming home.
It's us and the idiot.
Yeah, she's going to say, you should leave. This isn't a good place to be.
Don't you have things to tell us?
We did kind of pay you all
yeah.
of my gold.
As you say that, she's going. She didn't know who you were at first, and then she's gonna say, "Oh yeah." And she's gonna pull out a sheet of well, it's not gonna be parchment. Oh god, it looks grim. Whatever that is that she's holding, at the top of the stairs, and she's gonna say, "No, yes, with time."
What were the questions?
She rolls a history check to remember. And she's going to scratch her head and say, can we get out? Can we meet you? Are you friendly? I think. I don't know. I wrote them down and gave it to them.
And
So I was just trying to remember the actual questions.
Celebris remembers. Can we meet you? Do you have a way out of, or do you have a way of communicating with the outside world? Can we use it? No, yes, with time.
Okay.
They won't meet us.
We can't meet
What?
them?
Wait, say it again? I didn't, you guys spoke over each other. What was Icium saying?
We cannot meet them, but they do have a way, and we can use it with time.
What if it is time?
Yeah, she's gonna look at her sheet and shrug and say, yeah, I think.
Ooh, spooky.
Huh.
I'm just gonna say, I'm surprised you followed through on what they asked.
She's gonna say, of course, it was a transaction. Shaking her set, she's gonna say, I've got food. I'll leave some for you, but I'm going home.
I thought you said this was your home.
And she's going to say, yeah, this is my house. It is not my home. And she looks like very uncomfortable at that statement as she kind of like looks aside.
I'm gonna ask, why is that?
She.
What's your last name, child?
Yeah, she begins laughing. And when Alta says, "Why is that?" she begins laughing and says, "I can't remember." And when Celebris asks her last name, she says, "Sodella." But I'll leave the bread for you at the top of here.
Wait, Galcina, let me try something here. And I start playing a song and counter charming.
You tried that last session. She is not charmed.
Oh, Raj.
This is her home because she is one of the children of the former.
Dusty and I would know this, right? We would know.
Yeah. Dusty and Netra, this was information I gave you guys before this session.
Can I hit her in the head with a rock and like that trigger her memory?
Altus?
A check I can do?
No.
Altus?
No, guys, let's just leave it alone.
Yeah.
It's best not to
Galcina,
press the issue.
do you have a better place for us to hide if this place isn't safe?
She's going to point. Well, no, you can't. Well, she is going to point, but you don't know where she's pointing to. And she's going to say, up the road. I live close to the Sea Shield.
Pack your things. We're heading out.
We can do this.
Sorry, what?
I'm just gonna say, like, we can do this tomorrow.
Well, she doesn't think it's safe here. There's probably a reason for that.
And the reason is not for us.
Like, not safe for her.
It's not safe for her. Her reason for not staying here is entirely different from the reason why we shouldn't. Like I said, don't press the issue. And I just tell Gessina, we'll see you in the morning, and we'll come to where you are.
She's gonna nod, waving, and she's going to take something out of her sack, placing it on the floor, and she's also gonna put the paper down next to it and leave.
She's gonna put the paper down on the wet floor.
Yes, it's not paper, it's flesh.
Flesh.
Oh, cool.
Thanks.
Or it's skin, that's what they write on here.
I said thank you.
Like pigskin.
Yeah.
Silverus will go up, grab the bread and the parchment.
Alright, it is it is a single piece of bread. It is probably half of a meal for Celebris. Definitely not enough for the 5 of you.
I mean, she didn't even have to do it. That was just really nice of her. Food is super expensive.
No.
Do you have moss? You can eat the moss?
Alright, otherwise the rest of the night passes uneventfully. It is the morning of who knows when, on the day of who knows what. Is it even the morning? Who knows? There's no sun. Oh god, where are we?
Brandon, was
yes.
I fully able to attune to the necklace?
Yes, attuning to an item doesn't reveal its features to you.
Cut out.
Oh, I said attuning to an item doesn't reveal its features to you.
I thought it did.
No, basically using the item reveals its features to you.
Take a look at the help
Stop,
section
Alexa.
of your Alexa app.
God. Sorry.
She just wants to play.
Yeah, I know, right?
She's chatty tonight.
Yeah, everybody just begins waking up, feeling much more rested. It would be great if you guys had some notch candles. Probably sometime in the next couple of hours, Netra will have to go to work. Who knows?
Okay, so what we need is we need to find a pretty high-ranking guard. I can modify memory, and we can learn more from them.
But what if we fail?
Then you're dead.
Yeah,
Well,
it's a high-risk, high-reward.
we could also just kill a
I realized that-
kill the guard, take his clothes, and we could disguise Lavagrax.
I realize that this might be hard for you guys to do, but you have to take things slow here. Nobody who's lasted this long for 16 years has done it by taking drastic action really fast. Have patience. And I'm just gonna say, I have to go to this work. Try not to do something stupid. And
Okay.
please talk to Gelsina, and she will tell you the same.
Okay, and I go off to find Gelsina,
Alright.
inviting anyone from the party to come with me.
I go with Isium.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go to the work.
As Isium and Netra leave the building, Altus leaves the building, Dusty and Celebris stay below.
No, I'm following them.
Okay. Gail Cena is waiting outside of the building. She's going to be she's going to be sifting through a rotted pile of crates of just, kind of poking through the wood. As the party, begins to emerge from the building, she's going to wave to Netra, as she'd probably have a good relation with him. And then she's going to move to Altus and hand him a uniform, maybe, is what it looks like. Looks like a similar uniform to what she's wearing. And she's going to say, I ate really, really good last night. Thank you. I don't think the historian's stories were worth as much as you traded for them. So I thought I'd give you a little bit of relief. If you ever really need to hide, here, maybe this will help out.
I'm gonna go ahead and just put it on, like in front of her.
Stripping down naked and then, putting on the guard's uniform.
I'm gonna like put a shield. I'm gonna take out my shield and like put it right in front of, like, to block her view of like what's going on.
Courtesy shield.
Courtesy shield.
Galcina.
Go ahead.
Galcina, we were wondering if you could take another message to them for us.
She's gonna pat herself down, and she's going to pull out another piece of this leathery paper, and say, okay. She pulls out a dagger to carve on it.
I carve into it with the dagger. I think we really need to meet. We can help you guys. We're quite helpful. I promise.
Never ever murdered anyone ever.
And then add on the question, would that be okay?
Okay. So I'm going to write this down for my own personal notes this week, and I'm actually going to write down the question.
Oh, that was weird. Everything just went quiet for a second.
And tell her, listen, you will eat very good again. But we need to pay you when you get back. And I show her that with my money that I can back that up.
Okay.
I just show her Calgarian moss.
How much money do you have?
I have 900 gold.
Okay. So yeah, that's a lot of shiny, cool things. But so first, as you take the leather and the dagger from her hand to carve your message, she was going to transcribe it for you, and like as you do it, she's like, oh, okay, just a little bit surprised. And looking over your shoulder, she's going to be like, oh, you spelled meat wrong too. There's an A in meat, and there's only one E in need. You know what? It's fine. As you finish up.
Wait, what?
I look really confused.
Isildred?
I look really confused, but just say okay. And tell her that that she will eat very good tonight, but we need her to go right now. As I show her the shiny thing.
She's going to take the letter, nod, and begin walking off. There's something else I wanted to handle. Altus, call Garen Moss, Natural Shield. I don't remember what it was. It's gone. Okay.
There's the rumor that Grax and I were supposed to get.
What, that you two were together?
What rumor was it that you guys decided on? It was a treasure hoard?
No, it was artifact. We combined 2 hero points to get that one.
Oh, did you guys purchase that already? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That will be coming eventually. Hopefully soon this session.
Okay.
So, anyways, was there anything else the party wanted
And then
to
I
do?
motion to the other party members that we should follow Galcina this time.
Do we stealth?
Sure.
I'm doing separate than them, right? I'm just sort of going to my work.
Yeah, you're going to your job.
Phew.
All right, let's see those stealth chats trying to beat.
I mean,
beat the
if we're
guard's passive
stealthing, Dusty
perception.
might as well follow. I think I win.
No, you don't.
You don't somehow.
All right, so Celebris.
Wow, somehow the rolls have changed dramatically from the last stealth roll.
Give me 1 second. I need to check some things. Oh, I have that one open. Cool. That's perfectly fine.
Can I use a lucky to re-roll a stealth roll?
Yeah, you can use lucky on any ability check.
There we go. That's much better.
Okay. Lumbergrats and Celebris. Okay, so, oh.
What did I do?
Oh, you didn't do anything. Okay, so, as you guys are, trying to follow, Galcina, she is, you guys notice, she is weaving through Kalen Fall Heights. Like you guys follow her to the edge of Executioner Squares, and then you know, she turns back into Kalen Fall Heights. And as she's moving through, she's taking alleyways and different paths. And after maybe about 40 minutes of this, you guys start to think that maybe she's onto you and knows that you're following her. Before finally, like, you know, you guys take a break. You stop for a moment of like, okay, let's just give her a little bit of distance. And then, you know, peek right back around into one of the streets she was walking down, and she's gone.
Hey, I have a perfect solution for this. Boom!
Locate creature. Okay. Let's see. Describe you sense that creature's duration for up to 1,000 feet. Yeah, so you are going to sense that she's still in the area, and she is not moving. Tracking it, it's going to point you to a building. You feel she is somewhere inside of this building, near you in Kalen Fall Heights. Casting the spell does, you know, break your stealth check. But, you know, for whatever it mattered.
While staying hidden, I keep concentrating on the spell. How long does she stay there?
If you wait there for like an entire hour, she stays there for 40 minutes or a half an hour, if you're still waiting there at that point.
Yeah. Like I tell everyone, hey, I know where she is. She's in this building. I would know what floor she was in, right?
Yeah,
based on height and windows. Okay, I'll tell everyone. You know, she's in this building. She's on the second floor. Let's just wait and see what happens.
All right, a second hour, or rather, a second half hour passes. Do you continue waiting?
Yes.
Spell, she stays there for the entire second hour, or second half hour. The spell would fade.
Do I notice any alternate ways out of this place? Anything that looks suspicious?
You don't know anything about this building because you are on the street level of it. You can investigate the building if you'd like. It doesn't, like, most of this town is unoccupied. Most of the citizenry has been killed. It is much like Executioner's Row, of just, you know, a former citizen's, like, home or something. that nobody's residing in. However, this one doesn't have the same wear and tear as the Magistrate's Manor, as it's not broken in. Yeah, a 5. You don't think there's any other way out of here.
Okay, I keep waiting until she leaves.
Okay, so Dusty will make a attempt. Can I have advantage since I should know these backstreets fairly well?
Yeah, I mean, you can investigate the building too. For the most part, Dusty's gonna know, most buildings would have a back exit in Calcrest.
What did the 25 get me?
Yeah, 25. I mean, some buildings have cellars. Some buildings had not plumbing, but sewage. Some buildings, most townhomes like this were connected all to each other around wells. And so there would be, back exits to that well. And then, through the courtyard of any place else.
Alright, I'll relay this information.
We could just check all of the houses.
Well, if she hasn't moved from this particular building, we could.
You know what? I'll pop another locate creature.
All right.
What's the possibility that the guys that we're looking for is just in this building, and that's why
there's a good chance. There's a pretty good chance.
You feel her in the same spot.
You cut out.
Oh, you feel her in the same spot.
Okay, I go back to where we saw her disappear.
Okay, it's right on this road. You can conjecture that she dropped into a building.
I say we check out this building that she's in right now.
Well, we probably don't want to just jump in. We can wait until after she's done.
Do you want me to go check it out?
Yeah, you're stealthy and tiny. You do that.
Alright.
I will actually...
No, your stealth check lasts until contested. As you step into the building, the door is unlocked. This place has been swept clean for, any type of salvage from here. Most of the floor is going to be rotted away. However, there would be a few stone steps and railings that you could get to the second floor. And looking up, you can see a lot of the second floor is still intact.
Alright. Do I see her?
You can roll me a perception check, but no, you do not. Yeah, so stepping into the bottom floor, looking up, looking around, you don't see her in this building. Icium would have informed you, for the hours you guys were tracking her, he sensed her on the second floor.
Then why am I checking downstairs first?
You just asked me if you saw her. I told you no, you don't.
Okay. I mean, since I'm down here, do I find any shiny things?
No, this place has been picked clean. Most of Callanfall Heights would have been picked clean.
Alright. I'm just going to have a smoke bomb in my palm just as I come upstairs in case I need to make a quick getaway for whatever reason.
Okay. Moving to the second floor, there are several rooms here, just going through and looking through each of them. Getting to about the third room, you would see Galesina crouched down below a windowsill with just ever so slightly the tip of her head looking above the windowsill, looking towards the street.
Alright, so it's safe to say that she knows we've been following her.
She does. She beat the rest of your party's stealth checks, not Celebris and Dusty's.
Alright, I'm going to sneak back away and rejoin the party. Still stealth of like, yeah, she's waiting for us to leave, so how would I follow her for a bit, and you guys just pretend you gave up.
Okay. And I make a very big show of walking down the street.
Yeah. As you talk to the party, that's also, going to get rid of, your stealth. Well,
like, she can't hear me, but...
No, your stealth's been contested. Like, she sees you.
Well, like, she sees me now.
Yeah. No, she
so
can't
I'll
hear
go
you, but I'm
ahead
just saying, like, she sees you.
Okay, I'll go ahead and give him a bardic inspiration.
Well, I mean, like, yeah, I understand, like, now that she sees I'm there now, it's like, I'm easy to lose in a crowd, so...
Yeah, no, that sounds like a good idea. I'll give Dusty bardic inspiration. That's a D10 now. And say use that on your stealth check to find her. And I'll make a big show of walking about 500 feet down the street.
Oh, here I go walking away.
Dusty, do you want me to stay with you so you have some backup if need be?
Stay close, but try keeping your distance. It's easier to stay hidden by yourself. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go around the corner and make a new stealth check, pretending I'm leaving, but really still sticking close by, just making sure she can't see me from that window.
And I'm gonna go ahead and pop another locate creature, just so I know where she is.
Okay, I'm gonna have to roll this one because I've got. What's your bardic inspiration?
It's a D10.
You still have about like 40 minutes or about 50 minutes left on your other locate creature, your second one.
Okay.
And she's going to, she's gonna wait a few more moments up there, watching the party walk away. Would Dusty have pointed her out to the party?
I would have told them that she's watching from a window, but like to, not to react.
Only Icium would have saw her. Like Dusty would have pointed it out, and nobody else would have noticed her. All right, and as she...
Here, 1 second. I'm going to be making a new stealth check.
Okay, go ahead and roll it for me. She is going to leave that... Or Icium's going to feel her leave that building a little while later.
Thank you for that bardic inspiration.
What'd you get?
I rolled a 3, but I have a plus 21.
Nice.
Now, see, here's the thing. She is just as good, if not, better, than Dusty at moving right through the city on scene. Dusty creeps back around to the building in perfect silence, just blending in with the grime, but he doesn't see her. She has disappeared. Dusty sees Icium, ever so often stepping down the street in her direction.
Does Celebris see her at all or no?
If you're listening to Icium, what's Celebris' 14?
My passive is a 17.
Yeah, 17 Celebris sees her. As soon as you guys turn onto a street, you can point her out moving through a crowd. Dusty, not so much. But it's going to be hard to relay the information of just hey, she's going here, she's going here, she's going here.
I mean, does anyone have a message or?
However, though, after, following her, she is going to, roll her a die on how confident she is that she wasn't followed this time. After this, you guys are going to see her swing all the way through Callanfall, following her as she does another winding path through here, stopping for, perhaps 10 minutes. And then completely leaving Callanfall and going to the Rotwood.
Can I insight to see if this is another deception of hers?
Yeah, you can. God, what is going through this girl's mind? It works in a different way. But all of that... Oh, say?
Can I have some clarification? Who is following her right now? Like, who's with her? Who's lost her?
Icium and Icium and Celebris can't follow her up close. They can sense her at 1,000 feet away. If they just keep moving in her range and keeping her there.
Yes.
When there are moments of 1,000 feet of distance or 500 feet of clear space, which isn't often, of like you guys might be turning onto a street as she's turning off of it, Icium can point forward and say, "Hey, that speck right over there in the distance, that's her." And Celebris could see that speck and just take Icium for his word. Like, yeah, that's her, probably. Dusty is within 100 feet of her.
Okay.
Or Dusty is attempting to be within 100 feet of her. He cannot find her. She has beat his passive perception. The only way you're able to track her is when you get so far behind that you start walking in a different direction and you pass like Celebris and Icium like pointing in a different direction. You're like, oh god, I'm so off.
Can I not make a survival check if I'm actively searching for her?
Yes, you can. Those are things you need to tell me you want to do. Otherwise, I'm going off your passive perception. At a 19, as you lose her several times, and Icium and Celebris like 1,000 feet back, just like, what are you doing, man? Dusty is going to pick up her trail. And eventually, you're going to get a hang of her patterns and find who she is in a crowd. And it's like, oh, I see you. She's
Gotcha.
just kind of ducking and weaving in and out of like a guard's posture, throwing a cloak on and off occasionally when she needs to. And she beat your passive perception with a 14 on her stealth check. But she is going to go to the Rotwood, finally. And you guys are going to see her just kind of go into the southernmost part of town before looking around and wading into the water. She wades into the water and steps into a building that is half submerged.
Is there writing on the building?
Not that you see.
Well, I can kill two birds with one stone with this later.
Once she goes into that building, what do I see?
She is in the Rotwood. This is the part of town that is slanted downwards and slipping into the sea shield. From your locate creature, you still feel her moving in that building. Perhaps getting lower.
I'll move closer.
Okay.
How well
Just
can you hold your breath?
There was something I did need to do. Icium lost her. As you don't track her. As you guys exit the Rotwood, you lose the sense of her, moving 1,000 feet back. You know she has gone into the Rotwood. Only Dusty is the one who follows her there. Celebrus.
You cut out what?
Only Dusty is the one who follows her to the location I just described. Celebrus, your soul sword, or your soul axe, disappears. Your attunement to your necklace fades. And if anybody else is attuned to any magical items, those also fade.
This is a magic dead zone.
As you leave the Rotwood from Callanfall Heights. Otherwise, Dusty is the only one who follows her to that building and sees her go into the submerged building. He is also going to know, like, if you wait here for like a few moments, the rest of your party does not catch up with you. They have lost you.
Alright, I'm going to mark down where this tree is, and I'm going to go regroup with the party.
Okay. Yeah, going to the last place that you saw them, you know, it takes you a quick second, but you guys are all back together. Before we handle that, we're going to jump over to Netra. Because Netra's working. Are you there, Prene?
Yeah,
Okay,
sorry.
cool.
Hi.
Okay, so Netra shows up to work. You are 4 hours early for your shift. There are 4 notches of the candle left before you have to go grab a replacement and take over the front desk. What do you want to do? Who was the guy that was working here yesterday? Was
I see him.
No, Isium's the guy you replaced. There was somebody who was mansplaining your job to you. I'm looking for.
I don't
right
remember.
now. Yeah, I know. It was the same. All right.
He was so old, dude. I remember the lady that there was a lady that replaced me. I can't remember her name.
Yeah, I think it's old Pam. I've got old Pam in my notes. I don't know who is this. Oh no, I know who old Pam is. Okay, that's somebody else. Sorry.
Old Pam's getting executed.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, I don't know if you ever did get this guy's name. I don't know if I gave it to you. So we'll just call him Treyek. And yeah. So as you are sitting here, like as you step in, Treyek's going to say, "Oh, you're early. You know, if you can't afford Notch Candle to show up on time, a little trick that I like to do is count heartbeats. Sometimes I'll just sit in my house for hours on end, just counting my heartbeats, waiting till, you know, the moment I get to come and serve the Overlord. It's gonna help you show up on time. I can teach you if you'd like."
Sorry, I missed that. What?
He mansplains how to show up on time to you.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, look, it's, you know how hard it is to tell time without this candle in front of you. I don't have one on me at all times.
And he's gonna say, yeah, there's about 5,000 heartbeats to an hour, and you know, the Overlord likes punctuality, so you know, we should try and count them just to make sure, you know, we're here on time and we're not wasting time while we're in his service.
Well, good thing I'm not wasting time, considering I'm here early and not late.
And he's going to nod and say, "Oh, boy, it sure is great you're here early to do the job that I'm currently doing. That
Well, who
I'm
knows if
sitting
you'll
at
have
this
to-
desk doing right now. So, can I schedule you for an execution?"
I didn't catch that. Sorry, like, you cut out.
He said, "So, can I schedule you for an execution?"
No, I'll take care of that on my shift, and I'll throw you there before me, just for good measure. Just so since you've established that you're working here before me, it's only fair that I put you in before my name, when I put my name in.
He's gonna say, no, won't be necessary, but like we discussed before, the holding slots for people, we can put one, far out in the future if it's ever needed.
I really want to punch this guy.
Yeah, he begins like tapping on the desk and looking side to side of just like, well.
Well, I'm here to observe and learn on the job, so that if something happens during your shift that happens again during my shift, I know how to handle it. Then to sort of walk around the desk and sort of lean against the wall behind them.
Okay. How long does Netra stay there? All 4 hours?
I'm gonna stay there for the 4 hours.
Okay.
Like, just until my shift. Like, now I'm determined to not let him, like, drive me away.
As you wait there, you are going to see those 2 guards from yesterday, Medevo and what's her name? And you'd recognize them as, Calcrest citizens. And, these people are the Overlord's goons. Like, these are not...
Are these the same ones that I saw yesterday?
Yeah, Thecho and Medevo. They were the 2 who chased after Icium. These are not nice people like Gelsina. These people are not charmed, and these are, part of his personal armada. You're going to see Thecho. She looks very unhappy as she is carrying a silver platter down the stairs. They seem to be in conversation again.
I'm not going to say anything. I'm just sort of listening.
Okay. They seem to be talking about that prisoner again, and says, you're just gonna get the passing comment of like, food from the upper quarters. The nerve of the Overlord to grant this wretch that. That's the whole conversation you get as they begin, as they keep walking.
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep staring forward and not really let my attention be drawn away.
Alright, that's the first hour. Second hour is on eventful. Third hour, we're gonna jump back over to the rest of the party. So, Dusty has found you and told you of the building that Gelsina went into. What does the party want to do?
Dusty told me or the party?
No. Dusty told the party. This is Icium, Lumigrax, Celebris, and Altus. And Dusty.
It's like, I would like to just say that if we want these people's help, maybe barging into their room is not the best choice.
Yeah, no, I think we should wait until she comes out.
Right, do we just confront her then, or do we just want to watch her from the bushes, like the creepy stalkers that we are?
We should watch her from the bushes like creepy stalkers.
Yes.
You know she's 16, right?
Alright, give me them stealth checks, man, for the party. Anybody can take the opportunity to assist another party member.
Dusty will assist people knowing that they...
like, hey, look, you hide here, you hide here, you hide here, you hide here.
So, people roll with advantage.
Oh wait, we roll with advantage?
I'm assisting people.
Alright, so,
then, do I need to make a new stealth check, or...?
Yeah, go ahead and give me another one, because, you're taking time to stop and stealth everybody around this area.
Dusty's good at Dusty what he does.
Again, it's about 40 minutes before Gelsina comes out of this or comes out from the water, wading through it, and coming back to there is no dry land, but land that's not mostly covered by water. And she's going to start wringing out pieces of her clothes. And it's going to get very creepy because she is going to start wringing out each individual piece of her clothes because nobody lives in the Rotwood. There's nobody on this side of town. And
oh, wait, is she stripping?
Oh.
Yeah. That's...
Well...
and so yeah, it's going to get very creepy for a moment.
We are the worst.
Yeah, I'm not going to describe in detail.
As soon as she starts taking off clothes, Celebris is immediately looking down at the ground and nodding his eyes.
Reveal yourself.
She is 16.
And after 10 minutes of this of like just wringing her clothes, there's no getting dry in Isildred. There's just getting less wet. Like that's all you can do, you know.
I don't think that stripping would help. Where would she put the clothes that she's not wringing out?
Well, see, she's coming from being submerged in water shoulder length, so you know all of her uniform and everything. It's water weight, you know, of just like, oh, I don't want all of this water with me.
Okay.
But anyways, after that, she's going to begin moving about her business. God, look at that stealth roll from Icium. And
she doesn't see him. Dusty was helping.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say that man just saved your life.
Yeah, so she's going to begin walking back through town.
Alright, as soon as she's gone and like we're all kind of reconvening, Dusty's just like, let's just all agree, we're never telling her that this happened. Like, none of this happened.
Well, I think we should follow her and be back where she's planning on meeting us.
Probably our own hideout. I don't think we need to... It's like, I imagine she'll meet us back there.
By the way, Brandon?
Yeah.
Just out of character real quick. How pissed off are you that locate creature worked?
Oh, I'm not mad at all. I was planning for you guys to track her somehow. I was more so planning on you guys sending like one person. But yeah. Somebody had to find her. But that said, roll me an insight check for Icium. And you know what? I'll allow the whole party an intelligence check.
An intelligence or an insight?
Either or. And it is on Icium's statement.
God damn it.
Whoa! Look at this.
Oh, hey, Dusty, we dumb boys.
Hey,
Jesus
I'm gonna
Christ.
use Lucky to re-roll that.
Go ahead, go
okay,
for it.
so if you look, I have a +2 while you have a +0.
Ow!
How about you turn off advantage?
Alright.
So, did I get anything out of this?
Oh, Admir, or rather, Celebris got a 16. So, Icium said, we should, follow her. And, Dusty was like, no, let's go back to where she's gonna meet us. And, with the thoughts gonna snap into Celebris's mind, we told her to go right away, but we didn't tell her to come find us right away.
She's not coming back for a while, guys.
That's
We
correct.
told her
She
to
goes
go.
and pulls guard duty.
We told her to go right away, but we didn't tell her to get back to us right away.
Okay, should we try to go in and talk to them?
That's
I didn't
my
have a
thought.
guard's uniform.
You know what? Altus, how about you put on that guard's uniform
And
go
sit
talk to
the
her.
fuck right there.
I've been wearing it the whole time.
How about you go find her and get that piece of paper from her? The
And
one with
not
their
light the entire house on fire. Well, I can't. strict here.
I don't trust him going anywhere without at least 2 accompanying people.
I'll go.
No. Altus is fine. I trust him.
I find your
My
lack of trust.
judgment is super fine.
I find your ability to trust disturbing.
Just like, well, like, are we? How much of a hurry are we in to like get this information?
Put it this way, Dusty, the sooner we get the information, the sooner we can get you out of here.
Yes,
sooner
but I would
we
like
can
to
save
leave here
all of
alive. Let's not alienate ourselves from the few people who might actually have an answer.
Well, some people say there's salvation in death.
I'm not one of those people.
I can tell you,
Oh, go
all
ahead.
there is in death is a giant boat and a lot of water.
Hey, that seems pretty right. That seems pretty good. You know, it's not this place.
No rain. So, Altus heads after Gelsina, and everybody else goes to the building. Is that the decision?
I'll lay off of it just in case I don't end up screwing that up. Because then she'll be like, well, actually, I don't know. She doesn't seem the smartest. It might be fine.
I mean, I'm fine with just waiting here for Altus, because best case scenario, they said yes. In which case, we just get the paper that says yes and go see them. Worst case scenario, they said no and we bust up in their living room.
Oh yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go for it. So I will go.
As Altus is walking away, I look over at Dusty. Please follow him and make sure he doesn't do anything stupid.
Follow him, sure. Stopping him.
And she's doing guard duty right now?
Yeah, if you go after her, you can see she's walking up Gallows Row. This was the street that you guys walked down initially that had all the people hung on it. That leads straight to the Tower of Happiness.
Okay.
Stealth check for following our mysterious friend.
Alright. She's not
You don't even have to
terribly...
stealth.
Yeah, she's
Come
not
with me.
terribly far in front of Altus.
I don't want you to know I'm coming with you. I want to see what Altus does when he thinks he's alone.
Oh god.
Yeah, if Altus isn't stealthing, you know, when he gets within 100 feet of her, she's going to notice him, like, just as she's kind of like
But
looking
she's
back over
not
her
gonna
shoulder.
notice me. Because I'm going to be an extremely handsome man.
Okay, so once again, disguise kit is makeup unless you build time making a disguise.
I'm pretty sure I can contour a nice face.
But you just
I've been
look
doing
like
this
a
for a
very, you look like a
Altus,
very
you
handsome
look much better
Altus.
than normal.
You
I
just
really
look-
love what you did with the blush, Altus.
You look very charming, like you're about to take a Facebook selfie, and it's all gonna melt off in like 20 minutes.
Oh,
Yeah,
You look
no filter.
exactly like you look exactly like Altus with the best cheekbones.
Like, girl, I love what you did with that lipstick.
But yeah, so Altus is definitely going to like freshen up, you know, put on a little bit more mature of a face, and you know, get his cheekbones in line. And he's got probably about 10 to 15 minutes before the rain ruins his makeup to interact with this.
Oh, shit.
But you know, walking up to Gelsina, you know, she's gonna look back at you and say, "Altus, I met with the storytellers, and she's
You're looking fine.
she is going to pull out a sheet, and she's going to say, you paid me before in advance, but Icium didn't. Holding it out of your reach.
I have moss.
Wait, do you not have anything to pay her with?
I paid her all of my money before.
You don't have anything shiny, like a knife or anything?
I've got a dagger. I've got 2 rations. I have 2 rations. I have 2 rations plus 10 in my dungeon. So I will hold out. I'll pull out 5 rations.
5 rations?
Yeah.
Are you sure? Why are you overpaying?
You have no idea how money works in this. Oh my god.
No, Dusty's just like...
No, I'm a good person. Jesus.
Alright.
Dusty is like internally wincing.
She has helped us. She has helped us out.
Wincing at how much you're giving her.
You see her like looking over your person of like what item she's gonna ask from you and like, oh, I want, as she's like starts pointing, and then you take out 5 rations and just hand them towards her, and like this just, you know, these wrapped food packages, and she's gonna be, you know, she's gonna go wide and it's like, is that dried meat?
It's food.
And she is going to snatch this package out of your hand, handing you the sheet, and you can subtract 5 rations from your inventory. You know you guys will have to eat at some point today, before otherwise you're going to get a level of exhaustion.
Dusty is just like raging, like, why can't I get some of that for helping you guys out of this
like, I need to steal anything valuable from him.
And out of character to Dusty real quick, you didn't get any because I hate you.
And
hey, Tracy.
Yeah.
Tracy, just letting you know right now, I took 30 from the guild before we left.
Oh, we are. What? Wait, we can own this world. What are we doing?
And she's going to take the rations, handing you the piece of leather-bound flesh. I don't know, leather-bound parchment, flesh-bound parchment. That's what
I'm good with like, is it people flesh or animal flesh?
Animal flesh.
I don't like that.
People are animals.
Yeah.
Choose to believe it's animal flesh.
Yeah, you can choose to believe it's animal flesh. You haven't seen any livestock since you've been here.
Oh god.
But anyways, on it is carved the message, or actually on it is just carved no. And like, you know, as you're sitting there talking to her, she's gonna say, They told me I should stop associating with you. Didn't think you guys were competent.
Well, if you keep associating with us and I can trust you in the future, there may be more of those dried meats to go around, if you know what I am saying.
She's gonna nod and say, yeah, I'll keep relaying messages. I like food. I like eating.
Well, maybe we'll need your help with other stuff later. So, you know, maybe you'll get more than what you got now. You know, just come to our aid when we ask it.
She's going to lean in to Altus and gesture for a finger, or, you know, gesture with her finger for him to come closer.
I do.
And she's gonna say, I found something.
What? Oh, what'd you find?
And she's going to pull out this tiny little vial. It's this slightly yellowish liquid, and she's gonna say, rosemary oil. They called it spices. People put it on food.
Put it on your dried meat.
And she's gonna nod, like, enthusiastically. Like, yeah! You
I'm
wanna come by
the
later?
poison and she's gonna kill herself.
Sure.
And she's gonna point to the food and say, I'll spice it.
So I'm gonna spice it?
No, she's going, and she'll explain, it's like, no, I'm going to put this oil on the food. Like,
yeah.
With this huge, excited grin on her face. She says, you're not excited enough about this.
This is normal. We have this normally.
Altus hears a voice whisper in his ear. Play along, you moron.
Oh,
This is your conscience, dumbass.
Good job! Wow!
I
So
mean, and,
great!
you know, she's just gonna be like looking up, just like, where are you guys
That's
from?
I'm gonna just give that one a performance on my own. We're from somewhere.
Hey, Dusty, remember when I said stop Altus from doing something stupid?
And she's going to just, you know, nod and say, well, anyways, if you need another message given to the storytellers, let me know. I'm happy I'm happy to help out. And, you know, they gave me this rosemary oil, so I might be able to get a few more spices.
I promised to follow him. I never said I'd stop him.
While this is all going on, I look to the other party members and I'm like, should we go check on a Lil Haran? The Blind Girl and Company? They're a band now? That's their band name?
Old Pam is her grandfather.
I'm gonna ask her if I can take the spices that she has that she's hinting a lot towards.
The rosemary oil?
What the?
I don't know. There's a way that it keeps being said. I'm just like, maybe this is something else. I'm sorry.
How do you ask for it from her?
So God, it's gonna be so asshole-ish. No, I'm not. I'm not. I'm gonna take that back.
I was like, can I check that for poison? I promise.
Drink the whole thing.
Oh wow, that was delicious.
I'm just gonna tell her. I hope she's able to find. You know, that she does get more spices for the meat. I'm like, yeah, great. I'm gonna go and take my my definitely not human flesh letter to everybody else.
All right. Icium returns with a note that says no.
It says no.
Or, I'm sorry, Altus returns with a note that says no. Also, Altus is, he looks like a sad goth boy. His makeup's bleeding.
Dusty's gonna re-reveal himself and like, you missed quite the show.
Alright, so we have two options here. We can either bust in their living room, or we could
relay the information that she didn't want, that they said they didn't want her associating with us anymore.
Yeah,
I relayed it.
Bust in the living room. Okay.
We can bust in the living room, or we could go visit our bestest best friend, Lil Haran.
With either option, Lumbergrax has his hand over his sword.
Lumbergrax what?
Has his hand
What's
over
up,
his sword.
Lumbergrax?
No, like when you say let's bust in the room, he's like, okay. With his hand over his sword.
Firespawn, I don't think I've fully learned your name yet because you don't talk much.
He says, Grax.
Grax. Somehow you don't talk much, but you're still my favorite at the party at the moment.
I think the reason he's your favorite is because he doesn't talk much.
Dusty, that is a good point.
Lumbergrax grunts, just going.
I like
Lumbergrax is also my favorite member of the party.
I like the tenacity.
And I point at Grax's hand with the very stained, almost gone
it's
writing
gone.
up. Just play along, Grax.
I don't think we want to hurt these people. If they're gonna be of any help to us, killing them.
We don't need to hurt them. We just need to go in and be like, hey, we
totally know where you live.
We're not gonna hurt them. We're just gonna rough them up a little to get some answers.
Well,
no.
Here's the other thing. I don't know if any of you have noticed. None of my magic gear is working.
I know my magic stopped working when we got here.
Hey, Grax, pull the sword.
No, Grax, do not.
Well, maybe the magical effect doesn't work.
Lumberjacks.
Just leave the sword. Where it is.
His hand, hovers over it, going back and forth, and then, he finally
Grax,
drops it.
Think about it. Think if the magic's gone, you won't have the bloodthirst.
Altus? I don't need a weapon to break your face in.
I say, Altus, I'll help him.
I'm just saying, be nice to know if it is there or not.
I'll stop saying.
Oh. Did I cut out?
No, I got everything you said. Face breaking.
If we go into their base, two of you are already completely useless if we can't use magic.
Right, but who says it's gonna lead to a fight? We don't even have to tell them that we're the people who have been sending messages. We could just accidentally find them.
I
could be much more competent.
Bumbled our way into their secret hideout.
I mean, that's normally what we do, and everything works out.
Yeah, we could be much more competent versions of ourselves who saw this girl acting weird and just followed her.
You'd be surprised how much that actually works.
The other thing I'm a little concerned about is, if we reveal now that we know where they live, they'll either A, relocate, B, they'll stop using that girl because, clearly she can't be trusted anymore.
Well, we have rations, and the girl acted really surprised at 5, so maybe we show them 20?
Oh! I forgot about that! What the fuck is wrong with you?
I give 1 ration to Dusty.
Dusty's gonna take it, and it's 1 should have been enough for the information she gave us. Why the hell did you give her 5?
You even have
I was
one.
gonna say, because I'm a good person to those who aren't around me.
Oh,
Also,
no.
we might be
guys.
Oh, I'm sorry, that's supposed to be a DM rule.
Oh god!
Yeah, just at this moment, as you guys are talking, Altus, Dusty, and Netra's not with you. Your stomachs all start to rumble.
It's a good thing.
If you guys are rather in the regular world, probably somewhere around breakfast time or brunch time.
I'm gonna eat a ration.
I mean, I might as well eat the ration that I was given.
Eat your rain-soaked ration. Your crying, sad makeup.
Let the rain fall down. This is like a really weird emo music video going on right now.
While we're all eating, I'm like, okay, so what do you guys want to do? A Lil Harin is an option. Going and talking to these guys is also an option. And there's no guarantee that they're going to stay there after she tells them that we followed her and then stopped. There's still a good chance they'll just relocate because they're suspicious.
Yeah, there's a chance that they're gonna just relocate in general.
I say we go now.
This is kind of a now or never moment.
Either way, they're going to leave. So what's the worst that happens?
It hurts me to say this.
An option of leaving.
It hurts me to say this, but I agree with Altus on this one.
Hey, I'm Icium. I'm not Altus. I'm less crazy.
Oh, he's saying we go now too, and I agree.
Okay. So everybody roll a stealth check?
Now here's the next question. How long can you people hold your breaths?
About a minute, 2 minutes.
I'm gonna say the longest I've ever gone is a minute.
I can definitely guarantee I can hold my breath for longer than she can.
Alright. This is going to be interesting, because I don't think a torch is going to work under there, and...
Oh, it's okay, we have Lantern Boy.
No magic.
I admit light.
It's Lighty Boy.
Oh, actually, I want to do one more thing. Dusty's gonna take off his right sock and toss it towards Altus. That's for you. Have fun.
Why do I need this?
It's bad luck. He gave you his bad luck.
I'm gonna store it in my inventory.
Alright.
One Dusty's right sock.
Okay, so you guys wade into the water?
Yeah, like, I guess we go back and...
Yeah.
Are they in the part of town that's underwater?
Yeah, they're in the Rotwood. This part is sinking. Half of it's underwater. So other parts of the town go straight into the sea shield, and the sea shield has like ripped apart parts of buildings, and you could walk up to it and like run your hand through it. The Rotwood, however, is submerged because it's the lower side of town. There is a good 800 to 1,000 feet of the Rotwood that is just like a beach, like looking out over the ocean. It's just all the buildings are underneath the water. Maybe a tower or two pokes out of it, and then you can see straight to the sea shield. Nobody lives in the Rotwood because it's awful.
Which is why it's the perfect hiding spot.
Alright, so do you guys wade through the water?
Yeah, I let one of the people with dark vision go first, so they can lead the way.
Okay.
We can just put the light boy in first, and then he's a light. He's a torch.
Does he actually emit light, or has that been turned off?
Yeah, he actually emits light.
We
If he
just suffer
wants.
so many fights with that.
Alright.
I mean...
Oh, go ahead.
If I'm not using the light cantrip, which I can, but I naturally emit some light. According to what Brandon said when we rolled up my character.
You're sparkly. You don't emit enough to see.
Okay.
Well, the whole magic dead zone thing is what's bothering me about it.
Okay, you guys wade into the water. As you do, you see the building that she went through. It looks like just one of the regular decayed buildings. The doorway is going to be about 6 inches underneath the water. You would have to submerge yourself to get inside of it. But enough of the roof and the upper floor of the building is, above water that once you're inside, you could probably breathe.
Okay, I go in.
Okay. Icium. When you go inside, you take 10 deep... No, I'm kidding. You are going to go inside, and you are going to notice the bottom of this room is incredibly murky, the water beneath it. As this building also had a basement that seems to have been either completely rotted away or broken through. It is too dark for you to see anything down there.
Okay.
You go inside the building, and coming up from air on the other side, you're able to.
Okay, I look for somewhere to stand, and I guess generally look around.
Getting to the staircase would be your the closest area you can stand. Doing so on one of the or not really being able to stand, but just being able to grab a railing and kind of hold to it. You're going to what are you looking for?
Signs of life.
You're probably not the only thing in this water. As you see the waves and currents below you kind of rippling in odd motions.
Humanoid life?
Yeah, humanoid life specifically.
Signs of a humanoid life? Yeah, nothing immediately becomes apparent.
I will climb up the stairs, assuming I can pull myself up.
Okay.
Go to the higher level.
I'll give him a boost.
Okay. Climbing up the stairs. This building, you're gonna see pieces of the floor have actually been replaced with probably well maintained wood. While the building looks like it's in complete disrepair from the outside, you can see that the ceiling in here is actually patched so much so that no water is dripping down inside of this building. There are several desks and other, just furniture items like thrown about in here. But for the most part, you don't see anybody.
Do I see any doorways leading further back or anything like that?
This is more so an attic. You don't see any doorways up here, other than, like thrown about furniture in the different areas. It's probably about 25 feet wide. Or probably 25 feet in diameter.
Specifically in this building, do I feel my arcane energies back, or no?
Yeah, you've never felt them dissipate.
I thought you said my spell died.
Your spell did die.
I cast message and try to talk to the rest of the party.
Okay, what do you say to him?
Hey, there's nothing upstairs. I think we're gonna have to look down.
Alright, the rest of the party, who would you be sending that to? Probably Lumagrax, and Lumagrax would relay that of just like, there's nothing upstairs. And he's gonna, as everybody, I'm assuming everybody's gone through the doorway, and he points down.
Seeing how Grex just got telepathied, I'm gonna try to summon my axe again.
It comes to your hand.
Interesting.
Give me 1 second. I need to read the wording on something.
Okay.
We're gonna need light.
I cast locate creature.
Okay, what do you...
Specifying, Wait, hold on.
I cast locate creature on probably something.
Is the water here stagnant or running?
Feels stagnant to you.
Okay, I go to the party, and say, okay, if you guys get far enough away from me, I can probably locate them.
Alright,
But if I specify human with locate creature, it just tells me where the nearest one is.
I don't want to be that guy, but it's 10:30 and I've got work at 3:15, so...
Okay, we'll end in 10 more minutes, because I've got 8:22. Or I've got, 10:22. Because I've got to hit the hay too. So let's finish this room, and then we'll end off for the night.
I see him.
Yes.
This is gonna sound like a dumb question, but can we guarantee that they're human? She never said they were human, she just said that they were.
Well, I mean, I said humanoid, not human.
Well, I have to specify human. as the type of creature or something like it. I would assume, since we know there are multiples of them, and human is the most common race, that human would be a good bet. I mean, the other option here is we can all just kind of blindly feel around under the water and see if there's another path.
Well, if your magic's working again, can't you just cast light and have some of us go down and try to look around?
Yes, I can, in fact, do that. Let's do that. I cast light.
Celebris holds up his fist, his hand. Cast it on this, so it'll be easier for me to use that way.
Okay.
All
You
right.
now have a torch axe.
So everybody is in this first room, floating near the staircase. Celebris's light goes off. You see the murky water is below, and you see, of course, the waters that you are floating in. It is hard to see past those murky waters, as now you can see. Before it is either something or magical darkness that is below you. Whatever it is, light is not shining through it.
My guess is they're down there.
Who thinks they can maintain the mental aptitude to be stealthy as a fish?
Altus! Lumagrax points at Altus.
Yes.
No. We saw you the last time you were a fish.
We could...
I can hold my breath for several minutes.
What about an amphibious creature?
We're limited by what amphibious creatures I know. The only amphibious creature that I learned from that book that I have is a giant fish that does have pretty good intelligence, but it's so big that it's essentially useless.
Swim down.
Let's swim down.
Did you guys hear that?
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I can hold my breath for a few minutes, so I think I'll be fine.
All right, let's swim down.
Do you guys allow Celebris to swim down first?
Yes.
All right. Celebris is going to swim down first, and as he approaches this amorphous black area, he attempts to swim through it, and upon making contact with his hand, it is going to burn. It begins to move and move around his hand. And we are going to pick up there with combat.
Ah, shit, it's a fucking gelatinous cube.
Yeah, it's something close to it. So, let's see. How much does it do? It's not much. You deal... you're going to take 10 points of poison damage. Or acid damage on contact with it. And then we'll roll initiative next combat.
So, am I done with my shift by now, or when am I still on my shift?
You're on the third hour of your shift. If you want, if everybody can go for 3 minutes, I can explain the end of the third hour.
Okay.
The end of the third hour. They are going to on the end of the third hour, they're going to... Somebody's going to come upstairs. Modova, I believe that's his name. Let me look at his name real quick. The male guard, Medavo, is going to come upstairs and say to Treyek, the man who's watching the desk, and say, Treyek, you've got you got somebody here with you already. How about you come downstairs and watch a brat for us? Treyek is going to look at Netra and say, "But my shift's for one more notch."
And I'm gonna say, like, clearly they need your assistance.
No!
And
You're supposed to volunteer.
Treyek is going to say, "Okay, well, you can make sure you take care of the proper scheduling for executions when they're appropriately supposed to be scheduled."
Well, I'm just hoping to watch you do that, but I mean, if that's, are you sure I can do that? Are you sure that you trust me to do that, or?
And he's going to say, it's just that you're so new to this job that I just, want to make sure that you don't mess up any of the systems that we have. And Medavo is going to say, "Oh my, or by the 8 pillars, one of you just come downstairs and relieve us."
I guess I'll just go down then, since I don't want to screw up anything.
You should tell him that, like, well, since he thinks he's not capable of it, I guess I'll do it.
And Treyek is going to say, "Don't forget, I've got your execution scheduled for next week. You're supposed to be back here in one notch, as you run off." And where we will end tonight is as you are going downstairs. There is an area of the Tower of Happiness, as this place seems to have been like magically crafted and constructed here, cut into the stone that doesn't look to be a part of this building. And in this stone room, the door is completely open, and there is the 2 guards in the room, of course. And there is another person down here. There's another person down here sifting through a huge pile of stuff, presumably stuff that's been scavenged. And Medavo is going to point to the room and say, "All right, we'll just be a call away. She's pretty quiet. There's really no reason for us to be here. If she gives you any issues, don't feel afraid to rough her up, or just call the Overlord's men, and we'll be right back down here." And he's going to gesture to Faye and say, "Finally, let's go back up with the 8." And she's going to look over at you and leave. Does Netra look inside of the cell?
Just for a bit, and just sort of like take a peek at the prisoner, and then just stand guard with my back towards it, with my like hands behind my back, and like in that kind of guard stance.
All right, you are going to see a brown-haired girl, covered, actually pretty pristine. She is wearing clothes that you don't even begin to recognize, in some sort of new age fashion that you've been here for 16 years and you've never seen anybody inside of Isildrad look like this. She is completely dry, which might be the only person you ever see in Calcrest that is grime-free and dry. She is huddled in the corner, not saying anything. And we're going to end there for the night.
Alright, sounds good. Thank you, Bradley.
Alright, experience for tonight. Let's see. Oh god, that's the wrong thing. I can't believe I clicked that. Experience for tonight, storylines you guys hit. You are on your way to... you actually hit one with Gelsina. I don't think you guys realized you did. The prisoner update. And then you're on your way to meet with the historians and the Lyrell Manor inside of town. I'm gonna say 3,500 for tonight.
Dope.
Despite them not wanting to meet with us, we didn't say it was a choice.
How much was it for last week?
I have no idea. It's the last thing we do at the end of the session, so it should be in the last 40 seconds. And your guys' next session is going to be on the 25th of October.
Right, so I remember saying this like last time, but can we move that one either up a week or back a week? Because I'm not going to be there. Unless you guys are like not able to, and then we can just sort of, then I just won't be there.
I am freeform to your guys' schedule. If you guys can find a date that works for you, and the calendar will have when other sessions are playing. As long as it doesn't.
But the Thursday is fine. It's just that like I'm not gonna be like I'm gonna be in San Jose. Like so I'm gonna be like not next to my. I guess I can do it there, but like I don't know if I get. But like we can move it like next Thursday or 3 Thursdays if that's okay. To move it up or down a week.
I'm otherwise good with the 18th or the 1st. Can you guys do the 18th?
I'm good with both of those dates. So.
Okay.
I'm good with that.
I'm good to go next week.
Okay, we will do the 18th then. All right, I will see you guys next week. God, that's terrifying. All right.
That's awesome. Thanks.
You guys enjoy your night.